The repeater captures a small chunk of sound from what is currently playing in a track, then keeps repeating it. And it's worth taking the time to demonstrate how this device functions, since it can be a little confusing if you're not familiar with its specific quirks. First, unlike other effects, just inserting a repeater into a track doesn't automatically affect the audio. And that's because the default mode is off. The effect is only turned on when a mode other than off is selected. You'll also notice that even when you do this and achieve some repeating, the mode resets back to off when the song is stopped. This is to prevent the captured sound from constantly playing back, which you can see when you play an instrument with the keyboard and activate the repeater. In this situation, you either need to manually turn the repeater off or press the stop button. The next issue you may come across is when the repeater is turned on before a note is triggered. The main point to realise here is that the repeater grabs the audio from the track at the exact moment that it is turned on. So, in this case, you hear nothing, because all that was captured was silence. Any changes made to the effects parameters while the repeating continues are still just applied to the same chunk of sound. It is only when the mode is set back to off that the track audio begins to play normally again, allowing you to capture something new. And a point there that's worth emphasising is, unlike the retrigger effect command, which restarts or holds samples in place, while the repeater is active, absolutely everything in a track has carried on playing as normal in the background. Now let's take a look at the device itself. As you know, off deactivates the repeating. Free mode allows for the divisor parameter to be set to any value, while the other three modes are restricted to the fractions shown in the grid to the right. When selecting one of these modes, the divisor will be automatically rounded down, but will return to the original value upon selecting off or free mode. The divisor is the length of the chunk of sound to be captured from the track audio. This is represented as a fraction where 1 is equal to 4 beats. With the default lines per beat value of 4, this is 16 lines. Now, in free and even mode, what repeats is exactly what the divisor value shows. In triplet mode, however, the length of the sound is reduced to 2/3, or 67%, while dotted mode increases it to 1.5 times, or 150%. so the modes allow you to quickly switch between useful sounding variants of the repetition. The sync option determines how parameter changes are handled. Repeats will implement the change only after the end of the current repetition. While lines updates in sync with the pattern lines. And now we come to the grid, on which you can use the left mouse button to automatically change the mode and divisor settings. With the hold option disabled, the mode will automatically return to off after the mouse button is released. And this makes the repeater a powerful tool for live performance and recording, because just like any other parameter changes, using the right mouse button will record those changes directly to the pattern as effect commands, or as graphical automation. Due to the nature of how this effect functions, it doesn't feature a dry-wet slider. And this will be fine if you're okay with how the completely wet version sounds. But for certain circumstances, it'll work better with a mix of the original and repeated signals.